Hey, what is up guys? KA Systems here. Today we'll be going over solving unfactorized quadratic equations. Hopefully you find this video useful. And while I'm doing the video slash tutorial, please feel free to pause the video and try solve it yourself. Without further ado, let's begin. Right, so most important thing with unfactorized quadratic equations, you must factorize it first into its bracket form. So, and then you solve it from there. Hopefully you guys know how to solve factorized quadratic equations. That would be really useful. So let's go in. So first thing here, you want to factorize this. The way you would factorize this normally, what adds to 7, what multiplies to 12, that would be 4 and 3, so this would just be x plus 4, then x plus 3 equals 0. Then what you do is, now it's in its factorized form, you would go x plus 4 is equal to 0, then x plus 3 is also equal to 0. Then you would subtract 4 from both sides. Then x, we write this as x1 is x equal to minus 4. Similar thing over here, minus subtract 3 from both sides. Then x2 will be equal to minus 3, negative 3. That was fairly easy. Move on to something more difficult. Okay, so over here, you would multiply the constant of x squared, which is 3. So 3 by the not the constant of x squared, the coefficient of x squared, which is 3. Then the constant, which is minus 48. So 3 times minus 48. That would be minus 144, I believe. Yep. So now that we know that, we would find out what multiplies to minus negative 48 and what adds to negative 10. So hopefully those numbers you get to be positive 8 and negative 18. So I'll get some more room here. So that now we rewrite that expression as 3x squared plus 8x this time, then minus 18x minus 48 will be equal to 0. Then we're going to group this now. So 3x squared plus 8x in one bracket, then in the next bracket negative 18x minus 48. Then in the factor you can factor out x from both sides. So x, then 3x plus 8. You can factor out negative 6 from both sides, minus 6. So then you get minus 6, then 3x plus 8. The rule right over here this time. So then first bracket x minus 6, then next bracket 3x plus 8 would be equal to 0. Now, as you can see, it's much more easier. So in its factorized form. So let's solve this one first. X minus 6. X minus 6 equals 0 plus 6 from both sides. Then x equals 6. x1 equals to 6. Next one would be 3x plus 8 equals 0. Subtract 8 from both sides. Then 3x equals negative 8. Divide 3 from both sides. That therefore x2 will be equal to negative 8 over 3. Those are the answers. Moving on to something more difficult. Depends on the way you look at it. So, first thing you want to do here is you want to get rid of this negative 169. So you could rewrite this as 64x squared equals to, because you'd add 169 from both sides, so equals to 169. Then what you do is you're trying to isolate x here, obviously. So you would square root both sides. So then you're left with 8x is equal to 13. You can divide 8 from both sides. And then you're left with x1 being equal to 13 over 8. And then x2 being equal to minus 13 over 8. Reason being, wait, I'll write this a little bit more clearly for you guys to understand. So then x2 would also be equal to minus 13 over 8. Reason being, if you were to square negative 8, so negative 8 squared, it will still be positive 64. Same thing, squaring negative 13, still 169. So these are the two answers. Next one. So before you guys solve it, I want to write something down that will be really useful. So this is the useful thing. We'll be using the 0 factor principle. So, to explain the 0 factor principle, say if AB is equal to 0, then A would be equal to 0, or B would be equal to 0. You'll see how this will be useful. So, first thing you can do here, you can factor out x from this thing, so from 4x squared plus 15x. So then you're left with x, then 4x plus 15 equals 0. So 4x plus 15 it's equal to 0. So we'll subtract 15 from both sides. Then 4x is equal to minus 15. Then divide 4 from both sides, then you're left with x1 being equal to 0, and then x2 being equal to minus 15 over 4. The reason why this is equal to 0, you're using the zero factor principle. If b is equal to 0, then a equals 0, b equals 0. So over here, a is equal to 0 obviously, because b, this would be b, this would be a is equal to minus 15 over 4. This would be your answer. So, hopefully you guys found this video useful. It would mean the world to me if you guys could support me and subscribe. And hopefully we do more of this in the future. Thanks.